Hey guys, Chris Staley here. How are you today? Me? Doing pretty good. Enjoying my Starbucks blonde roast, Starbucks Via, I should say, coffee with a splash of sugar-free vanilla and just a little hint of some fat-free skim milk. So very much enjoying my beverage today. It's my caffeinated drink of the day. Okay, so moving on. All right, so I'm in a good mood today for many reasons. One, I am an amazingly sexy man, and it's hard to not be excited about being a sexy man. Okay, I'm just gonna shut up and move on. So where I want to begin? Well, I know some of you guys follow me on Facebook, so some of you guys will be like, just shut up and tell us what's going on. Because I have an announcement to make, and I'm going to make it here for you guys first. Before the Facebook community knows, you guys are going to know. But I'll talk about the boring stuff first. Maintaining my weight still. I wish I could lose a little bit more. Just got to make some good decisions. I went out of town, and so anytime you go out of town, it's kind of just tough to do everything you want to do because you're eating out for every meal and stuff like that. But I still got my workouts in, and I was able to stay pretty active. I went out, had a couple drinks the last night, so Friday or Saturday night. When I say I had a couple drinks, I had a couple drinks. So it just kind of made me feel blah. Like it didn't get drunk or anything like that. It just made me feel blah. And so the next day I ended up probably carb loading more than I need to. So I put a couple pounds on through the weekend. But I've taken those back off and I'm where I was again. The first time that something interesting happened to me, we went to go see a band that I had seen in college called Mike and Joe's. And we were at this bar, and it was a college bar, which was very weird for me. But we went in, and we were with some friends and everything, and we were watching this band, and there's this girl that just kept turning around staring at me. Now I'm with my wife. I want to be very clear. I can't wear my wedding ring because, once again, it's even smaller. My finger shrunk even more, and so I can't wear it. And so I'm not wearing it. But it wasn't like... My wife and I aren't those people that like just cling on each other in public and stuff like that. But I think she had her hand in my back pocket or something like that for a while, you know. But this girl kept staring at me, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I ended up going back to the bathroom, and I feel someone tug on my shirt, and I turn around, and it's this girl, and she basically proceeds to hit on me. And it was very, very weird. I said, I kind of laughed. I was like, you look like you're barely 21. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, you are talking to a 34-year-old married man of 2 children. So why this is flattering, this is unneeded, and it's really probably inappropriate. So that's that. And then it happened about 3 or 4 more times that night. And so I've never been hit on. Well, no, I can't say that. I think it's a couple times in college I was hit on, but like 4 times or whatever, like in one night. Are you kidding me? Like, that's really weird. So, and I was talking to my friends afterwards, and I was like, can I ask you a question about the situation? I'm like, I lost weight, but I didn't get any prettier. And they're like, well, you look young. I mean, I got a little gray going on here, but they're like, you look young and you look good, man. And I'm like, well, thank you very much. So my wife wasn't, I mean, she's very secure in a relationship, and she's like, you know, and she doesn't have anything to ever worry about. But she laughed about it. She was like, good Lord. And they saw it. They saw the girl staring at me. Even after that, she kept staring at me. So finally her friends kind of pulled her into a group. And she wasn't ugly. She was actually pretty good looking. So it's kind of like, yeah. So that's that. As we move forward. Okay, so I guess the last thing I'm really going to talk about today is my announcement. Jillian, who I just want to take a second, because Jillian, you just did a video, and she's a shrinking fat chick, and she's shrunk, by the way, so she's no longer the shrinking fat chick, she's the shrunken fat chick. But she did a video where she was talking about how she's going to change and not do her weight loss vlogs and everything, and more do about training and stuff like that. I want to be straight out honest with you, girl. You do whatever you got to do. Like, I'm not bothered by you not saying, well, this is what I weigh every week and all this kind of stuff. Eventually, I'm going to get away from it too. But please keep making videos, because I really think that you have been a really big inspiration to a lot of people. I know you've been a big inspiration to me, but your videos do mean something. And while you may think you're boring, you're not boring. And so I make 20-minute long videos, and people, like, at least 70 people watch them every week. So if I make shorter ones, everybody watches them. But if I make long ones, only about 70 people do. So there's some people that are just glutton for punishment. So, but you keep making your videos. Any way you want to make them, make them. So, but she had sent me an email and had kind of encouraged me to think about joining a team, joining a different team. And she gave me one specific suggestion, thought it would be really good for me. And I kind of thought about it and was like, okay, let's just start a team, whatever, However, I don't even know that Jillian knows exactly how much goes into it. But basically, I am going to be starting an FCA, which is the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, an FCA team endurance, which is a triathlon and running races, stuff like that team. Chicago is one of the only real big cities that doesn't have a chapter. And so I am going to be starting my own chapter. I've filled out the application, which took me hours. It's very in-depth. They really need to know that you're going to be the person for the job. And then from there, they have to get you approved, get you certified, and all that kind of stuff. Today's interview went so well that we surpassed all that. We just passed all that up, and we went right into, by next week I should be certified and have the team started. With my background in ministry and everything, there was a good chance there was a possibility that I was probably more equipped than they were to do the job, and of what it partakes, or how it partakes. So I'm just going to move forward. So so basically what's good for me about this situation is that I can still be a part of other teams, because right now I'm part of Multisport Madness, and I can still be a part of that team. But then I can also be a part of other teams, because I'm also going to be doing this stuff with this Prairie Dog team. And but then at the same time, I can still race for Team Endurance also, and be a part of, basically, it's sharing your faith and being positive athletes for the endurance community. And what's good for me is that now what this means is that I now have an opportunity to glorify God more in my weight loss. Is really what it is for me. It's, I lost all this weight, and if you knew what it takes to run one of these, you would understand that the last 8 to 9 years of training that I've received through the ministry I'm a part of now, through my church ministry, the last 8 or 9 years has just prepared me for team endurance. I mean, to start a chapter, or what's called a huddle, and what it takes to do it, and what it takes to build it, and everything. That's exactly what I've been doing with my church now. And as you guys know, I was formerly a church leader, and I actually stepped out of leadership, mainly to lose this weight and everything. And so now it's like I've lost this weight, and now I get to glorify God in an even bigger way, because literally the way they're looking at it is, I am building the second largest city in the U.S. I am building a ministry in their behalf, and and I'm reaching million. I have the potential of reaching millions of athletes. That's pretty reaching. I'd probably say thousands, but still. And I'm beginning this hub, and hopefully, what my prayer is I want there to be. They wanted me to be the Chicago chapter, but I asked if I could be the Western Chicago, because I live in the western suburbs, and my hope would be there would be an actual Chicago chapter. There would be a north, northwest, west, southwest, and a southern chapter. That's what my dream would be for this, and they would just multiply off of this and basically build from there. I get to be the founder, the starter, beginning person of it. So I'm still in the process. I still have to pass the FBI background check, which, as long as they don't find out about that bank I robbed, I think we should be good. So, but yeah, so I think we're pretty set, and they were kind of like, okay, we're just gonna kind of move forward into the next step because, good Lord, they're like, we need to get you on the ground and going. And so that's that. And so now I'm doing this for a bigger thing. Now I'm doing triathlon for a bigger thing, for a bigger reason. And so as I can put everything together and put it together, I'll have a Facebook page, and of course I'll ask you guys to like it, and we'll come up with different ways that I can get it out there and start building this thing up. But I am really, really blessed. I'm really blessed that this happened, and this is just a God thing all around. So, love you guys. And, I want to say one last thing. I understand that you guys have been messaging me, and I haven't been messaging you. I promised I would message you back when you leave comments. Keep leaving your comments. I'm going to kind of come up with a way that I can do it. My tablet's been on the fritz the last week. It actually went out on me. I had to restart everything. It took me like 4 or 5 days to get everything back. And then it did an update, and it updated me and totally changed how my tablet works. And because they updated me to a higher form of Android. And it's like I'm still learning it, but then like the new YouTube app and everything is so jacked up. I can't even watch videos. They just fixed that like yesterday. So now I can see what my subscriptions are, but before it was like my subscriptions would be jumbled up with like what they think I should watch. And I'm like, no, I don't care about what you think I should watch. I want to watch my people. And so now I can finally start watching videos again because they fixed that. But I was having problems responding to people and everything, so it's just really jacked up. So I think I'm about to have it figured out within the next day or two. So I'm going to go back and I'll respond to all the past videos and stuff like that. So please keep responding, and don't think I'm blowing you off or anything, because once I started responding, I started getting more comments and stuff, and then I kind of fell back again, but it wasn't intentionally. So, all right, love you guys, and see you later.